If you're in the real estate industry, whether as a realtor or a loan officer or anything in between, you have to check this out. Canva just made it possible for you to take your marketing to a whole new level with its brand new AI-powered Magic Studio. This Magic Studio is a suite of high-powered artificial intelligence tools that you can use to make any type of marketing that you can imagine. Hey, I'm John B. I'm a real estate marketing coach, and I help realtors and loan officers grow their business through high-value social media content. In today's video, we're going to explore Magic Studio, and I'm going to show you step-by-step how to create content that will get more engagement, drive more people to your profile, create leads, and win you more deals. All in a few clicks and the power of artificial intelligence. Come on, let's check it out. What's going on in the world of marketing right now? So AI was at least the version of it that we're looking at right now with ChatGPT and and all these other applications that are out there. They were designed originally for as marketing tools. They were designed to write copy essentially, and they've exploded since then, of course. But marketing was the original design for these applications, and so being able to access it from a marketing perspective is really going to give you kind of the most robust version of these models that you're going to be able to find. So let's talk a little bit about I'll introduce myself first. So if you don't know who I am, I'm John Burke, or John B. Mortgage if you follow me on socials. I'm a senior loan officer with Movement Mortgage, based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm also a content coach, so I teach a lot of agents, real estate agents, and other loan officers about how to use social media to build their business. I've been in the industry for over a decade, but I've been doing mortgages for going on 8 years now. And I built my business on social media. So using that to reach out to new leads or referral partners, just using it as a source for growing my business. And I realized that a lot of realtors and lenders want the same thing. They want to be able to build a sphere of influence online, and just didn't have the resources or tools or ability to do it. And so a lot of my business is coaching with social media, helping create content, helping to kind of build your social media presence. And so this is why I do these types of classes, and I just love being able to share this with you guys so that you can then build your business as well. So this is how you guys can contact me. So the first one there is my business card. So feel free to take a screenshot of that, or just pull it up. It's got all of my contact info, my socials, links to some of my resources. So feel free to connect there. And then the one on the right, if you are a realtor or a lender, this is a room specifically designed. It's a Facebook group designed to help you grow your social media business. We do a lot of training, coaching. We share ideas and questions, and it's just a really great place to grow in social media, just to get better, at consistency and accountability, and just being able to make that a serious part of your business. So feel free to request to join. I'll let you in later today. And we have a ton of training material, a bunch of recordings, just right there in the group, just ready for you whenever you want to go through it. So feel free to connect that way. And then one last thing, I also run a group called Social.easy. This is a sort of a more robust, high-level social media content coaching program. It includes made-for-you content, accountability coaching, social media coaching, templates, content that's already written out for you. So it helps you create a presence, create a certain level of consistency, which is so important on social media. And it helps you be. It allows you to spend more time generating leads, connecting with your audience, where you're not spending all of your time creating content and then never being able to use that, right? So this is there's no obligation here. This is just to give you some more info. So please feel free to check that out, and I'll be happy to send you some more details on that as well. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First, who uses Canva on a regular basis? Does anybody pretty familiar with it, or anybody really like it, or maybe really don't like it? Where are you guys at as far as Canva? Let's see, Chris, you love it. That's good. Anybody else? Feel free to jump off mute, interrupt me. Don't hold back. Let's see, Sean, you're just getting started with it. Canva is life. I like that. That's good. I feel very much the same way. I like it, but I have a lot to learn. Used it just a little. And that's okay. This is not a course where you have to be a high level editor to be able to use this. And that's what's great about Canva. You can jump into it. It can be your first day, and you can start using these high level AI tools that took some people weeks or months of practice just to figure out how to use. So this is a great tool, and they've just made it that much better. So the Magic Studio is what they just released on October 4th, and that's their AI suite. So that's the AI built directly into Canva. A lot of this is still in beta, so a lot of it is new, and they're still kind of working out the kinks. So we're probably going to run into a couple of issues as we go through this, but the fact that it's all of these different AI tools that you used to have to go all over the internet for ChatGPT, or you had to go to Claude, you had to use Jasper, you had to go to Midjourney, and you have to have these very specific prompts. You have to know how to talk to it. They kind of consolidated it, made it easy, and put it all into one place. So it was, and this is directly from their site, it's created for the 99% of the world without complex design skills. And that is at least 99% of us. I added creativity as well. I am not particularly creative. I'm a very left-brain guy. I do numbers, but it gives you the ability to kind of get your foot in the door with creativity. It gives you a base to start from, and then it lets you run with it. So if you have a hard time because you're sitting there and you're just staring at a blank page, you don't know where to start, this is perfect for you. So you're really going to love it, and it gives you the ability to up-level your marketing without a ton of effort, or without having to learn an entirely new system, or start from scratch and just reinvent the wheel. So this gives you a lot of opportunity to really increase your skills without really having to do a lot of work. So I'm excited to show you guys. I'm just going to jump right into it, and then I'll open it up for some questions here in just a second. So first, we're going to talk about Magic Design for presentation. So what we're going to use in here is creating your brand voice within Canva. We're going to practice writing copy and changing writing styles. We're going to use Magic Animate to create the presentation and make it flow really well without just literally in a click. And then Magic Switch, which allows you to take one form of media and switch it into as many as you can imagine. So you can change it to anything else that you want, in a click. Then we're going to talk about Magic Media, which is kind of like the Photoshop version of Canva, where you go in and we're going to do some pretty high level video editing with the AI tools that are in there now. And then we'll get into Magic Design for video. That one is really exciting. That one's the most fun for me. That one it just takes your creativity to another level. We're going to create AI generated images. Then we're going to take that idea, turn it into an AI generated video, and then we're going to create a home tour based on these images and these videos that we just created. And so you're going to have a full, 20, 30-second video, and you will have written nothing and taken no pictures or any videos. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll show you guys how that works. So sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's jump into Canva here. Can you guys still see my Canva screen? Sometimes when it switches, it gets messed up. Chris, you can see it? Okay, good. So let's start with a presentation, okay? So let's go up to the top. Or actually, before we do that, let me show you one thing. Before you get into writing in Canva and letting AI do the writing for you, which is what it's about to do, you want it to sound like you, right? You don't want it to sound like a robot. You don't want it to sound too generic. You want it to have your voice. Well, the way you do that is in your brand, right here, in your brand section, you can go in and let's say I pick this brand. You've got your logos, you've got your colors, you got your fonts. This is all that was there before. This is new. So you've got a brand voice now. You can actually tell the AI model exactly how you want it to sound, exactly what you want it to say, and give it that specific voice that sounds like you. So here's mine. My brand voice is conversational with hints of playful sarcasm and wit, as well as harmless irreverence. I speak with confidence to highlight my authority and expertise in the fields of real estate, mortgage, and social media, but in an authentic and approachable way. All right. So that's a pretty simple one. I could get a little more detailed, but I kept it simple because I want it to speak in a little bit more approachable way. I want it to be a little bit funny, a little sarcastic, and it kind of does that just magically. I don't even have to really do much to make it sound like that. And then I can go in and I can edit and change things as I want to. But I really think it's important for you guys to set up this brand voice early, because if you're going to be doing a lot of marketing and a lot of creating here in Canva, you really don't want it to sound like it got spit out of ChatGPT, because people are starting to be able to catch on to that type of writing. We know what chat sounds like. We know what AI writing sounds like. So you need to give it your voice before you really start using it. Now, this is a plug for Canva, and I'm not getting paid to tell you this. I wish I was. But if you are going to start using Canva regularly and using it for your business more so than just for fun, I would 100% recommend that you go ahead and pay for the premium version of Canva. I think it's like $120 a year, $110 a year, something like that. It's going to be the best marketing investment you could possibly make. Dollar for dollar, you get more value out of Canva than really anything else right now, especially with having these tools. And a lot of these tools are available for the free version, but some of the more robust ones are available only on the paid version. So just keep that in mind as you play with it. I think right now they're running a special. You can get it free for 30 days, so you can try it out. So if you haven't tried it out, now's the time to do it. With all of these new AI tools, it's definitely worth it. But I wanted to make sure you guys knew that, so that you didn't start playing with it and say, no, this is working. So just so you know. So let's go ahead and create a presentation, 16 by 9. Let it load up here. And then the way you use the AI within the project is up at the top. This used to be just your search bar. Now it's your search bar and your prompt generator. So let's say I used this one last time, first time home buyer seminar with a fall theme. Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to come up with your standard templates, right? Like it's got all of the basic templates and it's giving it a fall theme. This is stuff that humans have made. But up here, it's actually going to create a custom one from the AI generator. So these aren't necessarily, they're a little simpler. They're not always quite as robust. They don't have the same creative style, but you can go in here and manipulate anything you want. But let's just take a look at this one. And let's say, yeah, I like that. I like the color scheme. I like the pictures. Let's go ahead and apply it. So here, let's start with here. This is the title. Your first home, making it cozy this fall. So it's taking the fall theme, and it's not just using that for colors and for pictures and for style. It's also making it part of the actual copy, the actual writing that it's putting into this presentation for you. So now you can go in. You can change, certain things here and there. You can move it around. Like all of this stuff can be manipulated, just like if you had made it in Canva, right? So this is all just pre-made for you, ready to go. This is the exciting part. So you've got this already wrote this out. I didn't write any of this. It created what it thinks the seminar should look like. And if you want to know how AI does that, and you want to know more about how it's using past research to determine what your presentation should look like, hit me up and I'll let you know later. I won't get into the nerdy stuff here, but what it's doing is it's creating the actual written part of your presentation. So look, it's going through and it's talking about each of these, inspecting your home. It had financing in there, decorating your home. That it hasn't done that before. That's a pretty good one. That makes it a little more personal. I like that. But here's the overview. So it's saying we're going to talk about pre-approval. We're going to talk about researching neighborhoods, and then we're going to talk about working with a real estate agent. So it's creating this based on, and it got this a little out of order. It did the neighborhoods first. Financing your home, so it's supposed to put mortgage first. Sometimes it's like I said, it's not perfect, so it's not going to get it right every time. But let's just see what it had to say about financing your home. Determine your budget and stick to it. Explore various mortgage options. Good. Consider government programs that can assist with down payment. That's a good one. It doesn't always talk about that, so I like that one. So this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to ungroup these. It put this as just bullet points, right? And you can turn these into bullet points if you want. It doesn't matter. But let's just say I want to make these different pages, right? I'm just going to drag this over here. I'm going to take this out of the way. And I want to talk more about determining your budget, right? I need more information than that. Like one line is not enough for me to make a presentation, right? So let's talk a little more about it. So you click on it right here, go up to Magic Write, and just say continue writing, right? So now you're telling it to write more about that subject.
Yes.
So it's and now it's going to say creating a budget is one of the most important steps. It helps you prioritize spending. Create a budget. Start by identifying. So it's telling you how to create a budget. Now you can just take this and make this your notes, or you can take it and let's rewrite it. In my it's not giving me the option. So let's rewrite it and give it a little bit different style. Let's try a little more fun, right? So previously, you would have to do some pretty heavy prompt engineering in order to tell, say, ChatGPT to change this to a different style of writing, right? You'd have to tell it, oh, I want it to sound like this and this and this. Canva does all of that on the back end now, and all you have to do is tell it to make it more fun, make it more formal. Sprinkle fairy dust is hilarious. Like it just takes it and makes super flowery language, and it's just crazy. Like I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun. But it gives you
because my workshops are going to be over to work. That's why I came in here, because I thought y'all would be out there.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute something.
All right, just leave it unlocked, and I'll text her and tell her the front door is unlocked.
Let's see.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Well, I can't tell. who it was, but it looks like it's over. All right. So you can go in and you can change the writing style just in a click. So you want it to be a little more
Good
professional.
morning.
You can go ahead and switch it over to more formal. If you can somebody hop on mute, please?
Already in the living room.
Whoever's on a phone call right now.
Period.
Looks like everybody's on mute, so I don't know how it's coming through. But you can go in and you can change the writing style, and now this can be an entire page, right? So now you can take that and then you put these on a new page, just duplicate it, right? So now on this page, you get rid of this, you get rid of that. And now let's talk about the various mortgage options. I'm going to go to Magic Write, and let's just continue writing again, right? So I can go in and I can see what it's going to write for me on this one. This is good. So it comes to mortgage. It's important to do your research. You've got fixed rate mortgages, government-backed loans. So it's going to talk about FHA. You could put VA in there. And then it's just going to talk more about the mortgage type. So now it just wrote all of that for you. And you say, okay, sounds a little stuffy. Let's rewrite this and make it more fun, right? So let's make it a little less formal. So that gives you the option to change that. And then you can go through here and you can do that with every single one of these pages. They've already got this all built out for you. You can go in, you can change the pictures, you can do whatever you want with any of this stuff. And it's going to write the whole thing without you having to do any of the work. So then let's say I get the editing done and I go to animate up here at the top. Magic Animate now can go through and previously you had to go through and you had to animate each element and it had to fly in separately on its own and you had to do all of it manually, right? And it just took forever. Now you click that button and it's going to do all of that work for you. It's going to go through and it's going to take each element and it's going to make it, it's going to animate it in a way that is just going to have it all done for you. And it's going to do it in a way that makes sense. It's not just, they're not going to fly in from all over the place. It's actually doing it in a way that that's, aesthetically pleasing for your audience. So while we're waiting on that, I'm going to jump into the comments here. Rosemary, you don't use it a lot, but you like it. That's good. Let's see. Oh, you were asking about having to use Canva for, you have to upgrade to the better Canva to use brand voice. That's correct. Let's see. Yeah, I know. I keep muting everyone. It keeps coming off. Let's see. Am I still frozen, guys? I'm not? Okay, good. Well, my Canva is. Let's try this again. Hopefully it'll work this time. Like I said, they're still working out the kinks out of these, so hopefully it'll go through and I'll be able to show you a little bit about what it does. But what do you guys think so far? Would you guys use the writing side of this? Like, would this be helpful for at least getting off the ground, at least getting it started? It would? Good. Because I think this is a game changer for me. I'll look at this. I can write, but as far as getting the design elements together, it's good luck trying to get me to do that. Let's see. Oh, can I show how to change out the pictures? Yeah, sure. That's easy. Just go in and you can choose other ones. Apparently Magic Animate's not going to work. You guys know what an animated presentation looks like. It does it for you. You're going to love it. So you go in and let's say you want another picture of a front door with a pumpkin. Let's see if they have other ones. There we go. Let's say you like this one better. You just take it and you just drop it on top of the one that's in there, right? It's that easy. Like, it's just super simple. You don't like that one. Let's say you take this one, just drop it right on top of there. This is a frame. So if you haven't used Canva a lot before, this is a frame, and it's just going to resize the picture for you and cut out different sections. And then you just drag and drop it. Yeah, 100%. This is way better than PowerPoint. I do not like using PowerPoint anymore now that Canva's out here. It just makes it so much easier. Now, PowerPoint, it has some AI integrations, but it's nothing like this. Like that, it's gonna get there at some point. So that is how you do the presentation side. Now, let me show you something that's really cool. You can then transform this into a different type of document. And you can change the size. You can switch this over to like a Instagram post, and you can turn this whole thing into a carousel. I won't show you that. I want to show you something else. This is really cool. Say you have an email list of potential first-time home buyers, right? And you want to attract them to this event, right? You want them to join this event with you. Let's turn this into an email, okay? So it's going to take everything that you wrote, and it's going to transform it. It's going to turn it into an email that you can then send out to your entire list. So you don't have to rewrite everything. It's going to take it. It's going to give it tidbits. It's going to give little pointers and little things that you can use to attract people to your event. And it can do a lot more than that. So it's working right now, but it can also make a blog post out of this. It can you can write a poem about it if you want to. It can turn it into song lyrics. Like it's just crazy. So let's see what the document looks like for the email. Here's the. Let's see. So it didn't really change the subject very much. You might have to get a little more creative there. But look at this. Hi there. Who else is excited about the journey to home ownership? We're here to guide you through it and even give you some tips on how to make your first home cozy for the fall season. So let's dive right into it. So it's giving pointers, right? And all of this. And then down here, you would have to add this yourself. But down here, you invite them to the home buying seminar, right? And it just did all of this work. It just summarized your entire presentation and put it in an email format. And then, like I said, we can go back to it. We're not going to wait for it because blog takes a little while, but it will literally turn this into a blog post, and it'll have headings. It'll write as much as you want, and then you can go in there and you use Magic Write to change it to whatever type of writing style you want. So the writing capabilities in this are really something impressive. And it used to take a lot of work, and I used to charge, well, I still do, but I charge a lot of money to do this for people. And, if you know how to work it, you can do this in Canva now. So it's just really exciting to see how that works. Does anybody have any questions on the presentation side before we get into the photo editing? Let's see, Jennifer, you were asking about turning this into slides for handouts. Absolutely. Like you can change, that's this magic switch section where you can change it to different sizes. While I'm waiting for questions, I'll just show you guys, you can turn all of this into an Instagram post, switch it to add, and it'll just resize it as squares. And you open it, and now it's a carousel, right? So now you can use this to attract people to the first time home buying seminar. You come in and you change the sizing, you change the layering, you do whatever you want with any of this stuff. And now you essentially turn this into a step-by-step carousel. And at the end, you just say, come to my seminar, right? And then you send them to your links, and then they join the seminar. And so this just became an ad for itself, right? So and then you cut out, you turn it into stuff like this, like, you leave it as a basic template, and that way you don't give them all the information. You just give them the summation. So that's how you can change that over. can you turn the slides into a video? So you actually can. I'm not going to show you how to do it that way. It just takes a lot of rendering, but I'll show you how to turn pictures into video, and you can just do it the exact same way with this. We're going to do that at the very end. So that's a good question. Anything else before we jump into the photo editing side of it? All right, perfect. So let's go ahead. Let's go back to home. And let's start a new design. I'm just going to make this, how about square post? All right. So you're going to let the post load, and then I'm just going to import a picture. Let's see. Let's go to my uploads. Let's get this ridiculous picture of me and let's mess with it, okay? So you've got a photo in here, and you edit the photo. You just hit edit photo, and before you just had like filters and effects and just like the regular stuff. Now you've got Magic Studio built right into the photo editor. Okay, so let's do Magic Expand first. Okay, so what this does is I'm going to grab the corners and I'm going to change the size of this picture. And not just the size. I'm not just going to blow it up. I'm going to expand the edges of the picture. So I'm going to make it generate, hit Magic Expand. It's going to generate more picture. It's going to create more picture than what I currently have. And if you've played around with any image generating AI software, the way they do it is it's going to give you 4 different options. So it's going to load 4 different things that it can do to expand it. So this first one's a little wonky. You can see the lines here. It tried to complete the siding, and it just didn't line it up right. And then I don't know what it did over here, and it made another wall. Like, this one's a little weird. All right, let's move on from here. Let's see. This one's a little bit better. It looks like it made a rolled up carpet over there for some reason. That's a little odd. This one's not terrible. Okay, so it didn't get this quite right. Like I said, it's still kind of wonky. Oh, this one's probably the best one so far. This I don't mind. So it puts some trash down here for some reason. And let's say I made it a little too big. Maybe I don't like this. I can still chop sections off. Like it finished my legs. Like it made legs, and in previous sessions it made it kind of weird, but that's okay. This one was pretty good. So you can still manipulate the picture itself, right? So that's pretty cool. So let's stick with this one. Now we did Magic Expand. Let's do Magic Eraser. So what it's going to do is it will take any elements in your picture, and it'll just get rid of it for you. So you see this little trash or whatever it put down here, and it literally does this every time. I don't know what it picks up on, but it just doesn't like something down there. But I'm just going to highlight that, and it's just going to delete it. It's just going to get rid of it. And it's going to use it do it the same way that it generated that section of image. It just got rid of that. So it's got another black mark down here. Let's get rid of that too. And so it's very good at finding where things should be and where they should continue, and kind of how to fix itself. So that's great. That's a really easy way to fix a photo. If you have something in the background, or you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was still there, or like you have a pile of clothes, a pile of laundry on your back table, just erase it. Just get rid of it, right? So that's Magic Eraser. That's a really cool feature. And then let's do Magic Grab. Magic Grab is where the AI software is going to pick elements. It's going to pick layers of your picture, and it's going to turn it into like a custom photo. So anything that can be layered can now be moved around. So it chose me. It's the only thing it can move in here because it's the only real object, right? So now I can move myself, and you see it. Look, I can move myself out of here, and it looks like just a picture of the side of my house, right? So let's say I want to put myself a little further over. I don't want so much of my legs out, and I want to be at the edge of the frame. Okay, so I did that. Now I can take this section and I can just cut the ends of my legs off a little bit there, right? So that one is a really cool option, just to be able to move things around and reposition some of the elements can really help with making a photograph just that much more appealing. Let's see. Oh, where did I go to find Magic Expand? That is right here. That's this one. So that's the one with the ladybug. And it's just, that's the one that stretches your pictures out, and it just makes it wider. It works really well if you don't have a lot of stuff in the background. Like if it's like a landscape or a picture of you in the sunset, and you want it to be a wider picture without having to chop your head and your body off. That's a great way to do it. You can stretch it out. It's really good at landscapes and just kind of plain stuff. If there's a lot going on, it's going to get very creative, and it's going to put some weird stuff behind it. Let's see. If you're not seeing it in Canva, it could be that either it hasn't rolled out to you yet. They're still rolling these out slowly. Or if you don't have the paid version, you're not going to see that. You see that little crown down there next to the ladybug? That means that you have to have the paid version of it. So if you don't have the paid version, it's not going to show up just yet. Oh, you just upgraded. There you go. Now you have it. All right, so that's Magic. That's Magic Grab. So I can move myself wherever I want. Let's keep me over here for now. And then the last one I want to show you is Magic Edit. This one is really cool. So you can take an object and you can change to whatever you want. So this is now a separate picture. So it takes me out, right? So let's say I want to highlight this section, and you hit continue. Now it's going to ask you, what do you want to change here? And this can do a lot of stuff, right? You can go in and I can say holding a bouquet of sunflowers. Okay, and then I just generate it, and it's going to create the picture and put it in my hand because of where I highlighted it. And it can do more than that. So it can actually take other objects, and it can erase objects and put new ones in, or it can change the objects that you're highlighting.
We're on Parkin Mills right now.
Let's see which options it gave me. This one's a little funny because it kind of messed up my hand.
It says
that one's not
54.
Terrible. Let's see. And then
yep.
Okay.
Let me see here. That's interesting. This one, it tried to make a vase for some reason. I don't know why it would want to do that. And then these ones are kind of stumpy. I'm gonna go with this. Okay. Now I'm not doing a thumbs up, and this is interesting because it hasn't actually tried to do this before. You see how messed up my thumb is there? Like it's all fat and weird. It's actually trying to change my thumb to make it look like I'm holding it rather than a thumbs up. So that's kind of interesting. It hasn't tried that before, but this one actually kind of looks like I'm grabbing the flowers. Okay, so let's stick with that. And I could do all kinds of other stuff with this as well. I could give myself a crown. I could probably give myself a robot arm if I haven't tried it, but I absolutely could do that. But does anybody have any questions on this photo editing side of Canva? Anybody have anything that they like, or anything that is kind of sticks out to you that you think would work really well? Oh, and Carl, yes, we will get the recording. I'm going to send that out to everybody so that you guys can go back through it. I know I'm covering this fast, so I want to make sure that you guys have a chance to ask questions, or feel free to come off mute. You don't have to wait for me to look at the chat if you guys want to look at something else. Not so far? Okay, sounds good. I'm going to show you one more thing because we started a little bit late, but I'm technically a little ahead of time. Let's say you wanted to I work for Movement Mortgage, right? And I want to just put a big old M over here, right? So this is boring, right? This is just a boring old black M, okay? So I'm going to take this and I want to change this image. Now you can do these sorts of things and just make these kind of, basic filters. But now you can actually go down, and if you go to apps, and that's just at the bottom here, go to Morph, and it's called Magic Morph. And what it does is it will change Magic Morph. It'll Magic Morph an element that you put in here, and it'll change it to whatever you want. So let's say make it into let's see, how about wood? Let's make it made of wood. Okay, how about it? Sometimes it wants a little bit more than just wood. How about let's do this. No, it didn't like that last time. How about steel? Actually, blue, steel, ribbing, and let's see. Come on, it doesn't want to work. Blue, steel, ribbing, and no, it doesn't want to do that. Come on. Oh, that's why. Hold on. It's not going to support that element because I messed with it. My bad. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do it with this triangle. Go to Magic Morph. Sorry about that. Let's go back to wood and let's just change it to that. I knew there was some reason it wasn't working. All right, so I got a triangle and I'm going to turn it into a wooden triangle. Let's see what it does. Takes it a couple of minutes, and the trick with this one, with Magic Morph, is it has to be an element. You can't just change any photo or any picture. It actually has to be some sort of element that you imported from the element section. So this is kind of cool. This literally looks like it's made of wood now. It looks like I just took a picture of wood and I just made a triangle out of it. So that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty good. This one, and see what it's doing is it's giving you different options for grain patterns. It made all of it redwood, which is interesting that it chose the same color. Possibly it picked up on something in the picture and it thought it would match better with this color of wood. But that's Magic Morph. So you can just change any element into basically whatever you can think of. And you can get more creative than that. It doesn't have to be just that style. You just put whatever you want into it. So let's do one more thing. Oops. Let's do one more. Go back home. And we're gonna make some custom images and a video out of it. So I'm going to do Instagram Reel because I want this to be something I can post on social media, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and in your apps again, you can go to Magic Media, okay? Magic Media there's a bunch of different things that you can kind of do the same sort of stuff with, but this is the one that is specifically for Canva. Okay, so you can go in and you can just create an image. So let's create newly built home on Mars with a galactic background. Okay, so if you haven't figured it out from that prompt, we are about to do home walkthroughs for non-existent homes on Mars. So this will be kind of interesting. Oh, these are kind of cool pictures. Okay, so let's import these in. So you have to import it into some document. You can't just leave it like this. If you don't click on it, it doesn't exist in your Canva. So make sure to click on all of these, and we're just kind of dumping them, right? So that one's kind of cool. That one's interesting. These are all dome shaped, so that's pretty cool. So it made all of these kind of the same idea. All right, so let's now make interiors of newly built homes on Mars. Okay, with a let's just call it a futuristic theme. Okay. So now let's create some more pictures. These are going to be the interior designs. Takes it a couple of minutes because it's got to generate all four. But you can literally create anything that you can imagine. If you can think it and you can make a prompt for it, it will make it for you. So let's see what it came up with. This is kind of cool. Okay, very interesting. It looks like it definitely ran with the futuristic look. These are interesting. It's got some kind of cool furniture, kind of funky designs for the windows. Very similar color scheme. It's kind of that red dirt color. And chances are that's because this is how we depict Mars in movies. So if you watch movies where people are living on Mars, this is probably pretty close to what those movies look like, right? So it's doing this not because it's just coming up with it out of the blue, because if it was, sometimes they'd be green, sometimes they'd be purple. They're always like this. Every time I've generated this prompt, it looked like this, and that's because this is how we view Mars. This is what we think Martian homes would look like. So there's some and that just means that it's going to be more appealing to more people. Right? That one's kind of cool. Little chess table right in front of the window, looking at the desert. So now let's make another page. And this was the image section of Magic Media. And this has been around. It's getting better now. They're getting much better at it. Video is the new one. So now this is powered by a company called Runway. That's a software that develops just essentially out of nothing videos. So we're going to create, let's do video flyover of, let's see, dome-shaped, wait, how about newly built dome-shaped homes on Mars. Okay. So now this takes a couple of minutes because it's got to generate a lot of information, but what it will do is it's going to come up with the original pictures, right? It's going to come up with some ideas for what what the look of the homes are going to be. Then it's going to create a flyover. So then it's going to actually look like drone footage of this futuristic type, dome-shaped house that it's going to invent for us. So while this is generating, what do you guys think of this so far? Is this kind of cool to be able to generate this type of stuff within Canva now? You used to have to do this like in Midjourney, or you had to go to DALL-E or DALL-E 2 or whichever one you were using, and just kind of figure out how to make it. But now it's just right in here. Life-changing. I like that, Chris. Okay. That means I'm hitting the right points. This is stuff you guys want to see. That's good. This part is going to be even crazier. You're going to love the flyover. It's taking a little longer because I'm live streaming and on Zoom at the same time. So I'm eating up a lot of bandwidth here. So it's going to take it another second. And it knows it takes a long time. It said grab your popcorn. So it realizes that it takes a little bit. And while this is going, the cool thing about this, now obviously we couldn't necessarily use this for our business marketing, right? But what I'm doing is I want to show you guys that if you don't have a picture, and say you want a picture of a house or you want a picture of a kitchen table and you just can't find the right one online or whatever, you can go and you can create it, and you can build it out, and like you really can't tell a lot of times that it's AI generated. So this is something to play with, to have this for yourself. And I think they let you make like 100 videos or 100 pictures a day or 500 pictures a day. Like you can just make an insane amount of stuff when you have the paid version, that is. So let's check out this flyover. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this is kind of cool. So normally it's a little bit funkier than this. Sometimes it's like changing shapes, and like the house itself is like morphing while it's moving. This one, it's kind of morphing back here, but it just kind of looks like it was behind and now it's just coming around. So that's actually not bad. So let's put that video in, and there you go. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so here's the part that you guys can really use on a regular basis. So what you can do is go back to the top left and go to design. Okay, now we're in an Instagram reel, so it knows that we're trying to make a video. So what it will do is it's got this new generate videos instantly. This is magic design for video. You click on that, and all you have to do is choose the pictures and videos that you want included in the video. Then you give it a prompt and you say, how about video home tour for newly constructed homes on Mars, available for a limited time. All right. Oh, and I don't know how to spell constructed, and I fixed it. There we go. So now it's going to take all of your pictures. It's going to take your videos. It's going to put them together, and then it's going to write captions with music, and it's going to create a video walkthrough of these homes that obviously don't exist, and it's going to create the whole video for you. And so you don't have to do any work. All you have to know is what you want it to do. You have to know what to tell it, and it's basically done. And it's not something that you can't change. Oh, what do you mean you couldn't create my video? Well, it tried to. It looks like it did. Let's try it. Hold on. Looks like it created it. Let's take a look here. Let me make sure I am sharing the sound. I don't know if I don't think it put the sound in there. I think that's where it messed up. Normally it would have music along with it. So in that case, let's go ahead and, well, no, let's just play it. Let's see what it did. Introducing the newest homes on the market. These homes are located on the red planet. Okay, that's an interesting way to say it. All right. Fully furnished. That's nice. You don't have to fly your couch up there. What are you waiting for? You got a little, some extra stuff in there. Life on Mars. Available for a limited time. Don't miss out. So this is good. So it created an entire walkthrough. This isn't the best one that it's ever done. Obviously it glitched out a little bit, so it didn't do the best job, but it also added a border here. So it added this kind of pinkish border. It stuck with the color scheme. So it's got the pink star here, and it's got a yellow highlighting. Then it switches, and it's got the yellow border and the pink highlighting. So it's kind of cool that it took a little bit of liberty and it created kind of a color palette already for you, and it did that based on the colors in these pictures. So they work pretty well. And then you can go in here, and if you're like, oh, that's kind of corny, just instead you just say, call me for details, and and then you put your phone number 479-445-9062, you know, or whatever you want to put in there. So you can go in and you can manipulate this, you can move it around. Like this is still Canva, right? Like this isn't something that is set in stone. If you don't like something that it created, it has all of this stuff. And even if you don't like this element, you ungroup it, and now you can separate these, and you can put that here, and you can put this over there, whatever you want to do. So all still fully manipulable and done for you. And so the fact that it didn't add the audio, that's okay. You can add audio separately. That's not a big deal. But normally it would take its, you know, one of its stock sounds, one of its stock audios, and it would add that to the presentation, like to the slideshow or video or whatever you want to call it. So it's a very powerful system, and it doesn't take a lot. So one example of this is you could go in here and you could say, you know, just go in and just start adding pictures. Like say you've got pictures from a Zillow listing for one of your agents, like if you're a loan officer. If you've got a listing agent and they want a video walkthrough, right? And you're like, well, I've got interior photos, I've got some video from the open house that I was at last week. And then you just take those, you dump them into Canva, and tell Canva, make a video walkthrough for this, you know, 4-bed, 3-bath house at such and such address, listed for $475,000. You know, and then give it some amenity, like say, you know, newly refurbished bathroom, and you know, and a farmhouse chic style or whatever. You know, you put that in there, and the captions are going to follow that prompting. So it's going to create something that matches the style that you tell it to do. And so you don't have to be a video editor. You put that together and you send that to your listing agent. You're like next level awesome right now, right? Like how cool would that be for you to be able to put that together for them, for their marketing? So not just your own marketing, but you can now create relationships with people, and you know, and you know, potentially, you know, make a stronger relationship, because now you've got a real value add. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Again, here are the links. This is me on the left. This is the rec room. Please feel free to jump in and join that. It's a great spot to just, you know, kind of learn more and get your marketing to another level. And then feel free to check out Social Easy. It's in beta right now, but I'm onboarding a couple more people that are just really excited about it. So I just couldn't tell them no. So if you're interested, you want to learn some more, we're rolling that out early part of next year, but that's an exciting one, and that will really help with your consistency, your accountability, and it'll make sure you're actually using the stuff that we just covered. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Thanks for being here, and I'll keep you posted when I do another class.